Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. My name is George Mtonga. I'm originally from Zambia. I'm based in New York, currently in New York. And this is a commentary on the removal of subsidies on milling meal and fuel by the Patriotic Front recently. I felt that I should post this audio just to make my stance known. Simply because I feel strongly about the issue. For those of you that don't know much about Zambia, Zambia is a sub-Saharan African country. We have about 25 billion dollars GDP and a population of about 14 million. So relatively a small country, but a country nonetheless. We have made great, actually tremendous progress in terms of just upholding democratic principles. We gained independence in 1964. We've had three successful governments, UNIP, MMD, and the current administration, which is the PF. Now, with any country that is developing, there are many challenges, there are many improvements, and Zambia, honestly, compared to 1964 and where we are now, we have made great steps when it comes to just comparative development compared to other countries. And just our sense of progress as a people is one that I think deserves recognition, and for that I definitely applaud my country. However, in any situation, regardless of any element of development, each and every society has room for improvement, and likewise Zambia does have that. One of the things that I find problematic in Zambia, and I feel that it's something that we need to really work on, is the disparity between the people that have money and the people that don't have money. And the reason why I feel this is something that we need to address is because I would say 80% of people in Zambia really don't have money, and I would say 90% of the economy is controlled by a select 20%. And generally, yeah, it's the people who are in politics and the people who are connected to politics but might be running private enterprises. And now we are going to try and look at the theory behind the subsidy as well as the practical reality of the subsidy in the country. My problem is that when you look at the Zambian population, generally most people are making about $100 to $200 in terms of salary. That's on a monthly basis. And you look at the price of milling meal, you're talking about $10, and you increase it to say $15 because you remove the subsidy. Now, theoretically, we all know in economics we want a laissez-faire policy where individuals are able to account for their own economic upbringing, and the government merely serves to regulate their private enterprises as well as private operations of individuals. Now, Zambia is an infant economy. That means the disparities created as a result of colonialism haven't really been taken out. So what you find is that the theory of capitalism doesn't really apply. We have to perform a unique balance, nurturing the capitalist theories, but at the same time, understanding the social commitment that the government has to its people. Now, when you look at milling meal is a staple product for most Zambians. As a Zambian, it's something that I used to eat consistently when I was a child, and it's something that I actually import from Zambia here because it's so much ingrained into our diet that it's something that we have to eat. Now, compared to most Zambians, I would say I'm somewhat of a little bit in the upper class, and I can afford an increase of milling meal even up to $100. Now, what happens to people who are actually making $100 where Millie Meal becomes 15% of their $100 salary, because now it's at $15. There's a problem with that. And when you look at the removal of subsidies on fuel, what you are looking at is that you're taking an input that's at the grassroots of the production cycle. Now, when you remove subsidies, you increase fuel, and it's an input that's so inflexible that whether Zambians like it or not, they still need to buy fuel. So what that does is that they will allocate money to fuel, because they won't say, oh no, I won't go to work. No, they have to go to work. So what that does is that it removes the remaining money that they make, that they can invest in children going to school, some leisure activities, just the general things that people want in life. So what we have is that we have subsidies that have been removed on inputs that are essential to literally Zambian life, which is a problem. And for that matter, most of the people making these decisions are not even directly affected, because they are making what, $5,000, $10,000? What's $15 out of that money on a monthly basis? I think we need to be fair. Just because the people these things are affecting are not on the table being represented does not mean that we shouldn't represent them.